y'all, it's Natalie and it's time for Acrylic Stash Bust. I'm playing along with Jennifer and Nicole and Jessica today, and I'm using this Gobble Gobble wood grain piece from Not Just for Boys. I told them way at the beginning of the month, I said, I'm committed for Thanksgiving Day. I have this Gobble Gobble piece and I need to use it. So I am doing that. And I pulled out my LE Studio label stamps and I'm going to stamp them in a few different colors. This background wood grain piece of paper is really versatile. It's like a nice creamy color, so it goes really well with fall photos. I did a few different stamps here, and then I'm going to die cut those. I decided to add some gesso onto this wood grain piece, and I'm going to do a little bit of stenciling and watercoloring on there. I didn't do it all the way to the top because I'm going to do paper strips at the top. I do know that. And I have these 4 pictures of me and my family on Thanksgiving from, I think, 2022. And you could tell in one of the pictures, I'm annoyed because, of course, we try to take a picture 100 million times and my boys were being silly or not behaving. And I have the mom look and it's hilarious. So, of course, I had to keep that one in. But we got a few good ones as well. So I put those on there. So I decided to use these 3 patterns of paper. I just left the branding strip on that one because it didn't really matter. I knew I'd cover it up. And I'm going to put them up at the top like that. And then I'm making sure of how I want to fit the photos on so that I can stick the piece in the middle and not cover anybody's face. I also die cut with my skeleton leaf dies from Tim Holtz and some champagne gold glitter paper. So I removed everything. I'm going to add my Distress Oxide to the gessoed background. I'm using a maroon color and a yellow color. I'm going to blend them together nicely through this lovely little stencil. This came from the Autumn Cherry box from A Cherry on Top. And then I'm going to go back later and I decided to clean it off because I want to put color in different spots this time. I'm going to go back later and add some water and do a little bit of watercolor and kind of distress it, make it look like, a little more organic feel. So I just love that look. And so the gesso in the background helps me to be able to do this, move the color around, kind of erase the color in some spots, blend it into each other a little bit more and have less defined edges from the stencil. And I'm just going to have that peeking on either side of my photo cluster. I'm also going to go in here with some splatter from each of those 2 colors as well. Actually, I think I added a 3rd orange color also, which kind of mimics the florals in the paper at the top. And I probably should have fully dried it to get all the splatter going on so it doesn't blend into the water that's already on the page. But it worked well enough. I knew that a lot of it was going to be covered up, so no biggie. So I adhere down these strips. Actually started with the top strip, but I didn't put adhesive all the way to the edge, so I was able to tuck. You can see over there on the right, I have that same glitter paper. I have used it with this fringe die cut. I think that's Lawn Fawn. I'll link it down below if it is still in A Cherry on Top store. But I like to use that to add the glitter up at the top to kind of go with the leaves that I'm going to put around my photo clusters. I also decide to add some torn paper strips at the bottom as well. Just a lot skinnier strips that go down there. But bring some of those colors down to the bottom. So I'm going to link down below with my friends' layouts as well. They actually might be using this same piece. I'm not sure if they already did. I think at least one person is that we've been hoarding since last year. So that's really fun. See different ways to use the same piece. So I'm just placing my little 3 labels around in a visual triangle to add my own little notes, my little snarky notes about the photo where, the children incited me to the mom face. They're still good at that. It's 2 years later, and yet here we are. I, of course, trained them from the time they were small to smile for your photo, get it over with, and they're hams, so they love it. It's just easier to get it over with. Mom's going to make you stand here and take a picture until it's done well. And they're usually pretty good with it, but just some days it just isn't working for us, right? And I think this was one of those days. So I am doing a little bit of journaling on those label spots. And then I'm going to go through the American Crafts Farmstead Harvest collection, I think, and pull out a few ephemera pieces and just add them around the page as well. And I think that will be finishing it off. I thought about adding sequins, but I had the glitter fringe and the glitter skeleton leaves, and I thought that that was enough. I felt like it was pretty busy, so I actually did not add sequins on this one, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I usually save my holiday photos to scrapbook the next year, and apparently the past couple of years I've kind of been bad about that. So I definitely wanted to make sure that I went back and scrapbooked any years of Thanksgiving that I had missed, so that I don't like get out of whack and get they become missed. I don't want that to happen. So I was glad to get these on the page. So here's the final shots. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will link down below with any of the products that are in the store, and check out my friends' layouts too. Bye, y'all.